Hey there, everyone in YouTube land. This is Lyra Reviews. Coming at you with another movie review. This one is about Teen Spirit, which I saw yesterday. So, Teen Spirit is a movie about a girl who is, a teenage girl who's living at home and is feeling kind of, I don't know, obviously caged in by her life and wants to get out. So, she joins a singing competition for teenagers, which hopefully she wants to get in the finals in the UK. I thought that the movie was all right. I'm gonna have a lot of spoilers here, so feel free to stop if you don't want to watch spoilers or listen to spoilers. But I think the major problem throughout the movie for me was that this whole movie type, just like A Star Is Born, right? I kept thinking about those two movies or that movie in comparison to this one, and it it really hinges on how the performances go for whoever's playing the singer. So in this case, it's Elle Fanning, right? And it just never felt like she kind of had the charisma or the chops to sing these songs that well. She never had a performance that I felt was a breakout, versus Lady Gaga in A Star Is Born, where that first scene when she goes, when she's in the drag bar, clearly she's got the chops, right? And it's a captivating scene. But in Teen Spirit, I felt like from the very first moment that you see her singing in this kind of restaurant, right? That's where she starts out as this dingy little restaurant. It just doesn't grab you. So then when the entire film is kind of playing on that idea of like, oh my god, you'll be a star someday. You're so great. People need to just recognize your talent. And that's kind of the theme of the movie where it's moving. It just rang a little hollow. And in addition, the movie got, I think it was Sony, I might be wrong on that, but they actually got access to a lot of music to use. So they have a lot of kind of pop music in there. And from very early on, it was clear to me that they weren't going to use it right. They kind of screwed it up a bunch. They used it. I'm just a girl while she's dancing in her room, feeling trapped, and it was a little bit too on the nose. And also, not really a fan of that song in movies after watching the how it was used so shittily in Captain Marvel. That was a terrible scene in Captain Marvel. So to bring those memories back to me right away, this one didn't do well either. Maybe no one should use it anymore. Maybe it's just not a fit for films. I don't know. But uh, then from there, so she's starting. She goes and does this tryout behind her mom's back because this restaurant she sung at in the first place, she meets this guy named Vlad. Now, Vlad to me was the most interesting, a kind of layered character in this movie. He was also the one that just I think did the best acting. Obviously, had a lot of experience as an actor. He really nailed it. Um, so he kind of takes an interest in her in the beginning, and wants to become her manager and asks for 50%. She agrees if she wins, right? Um, so after she meets Vlad, they then go to this thing, and he's her guardian. She sneaks him in, or he helps her sneak in to get this audition done. And while she's at this audition, you don't actually see her sing in the first time. They play this really weird kind of instrumental mix of Katy Perry's "Hypnotize," and it's really loud, and it was turned up. I don't know, it sounded way louder than the rest of the film. It was obnoxious as hell, and it was like this weird montage that they had with it, and but the montage didn't feel good at all, and the music was too loud, and it was just kind of shitty. It just wasn't good. So when that was kind of the beginning of the movie, and you don't even see her sing in that first audition, you don't even see her sing. So she doesn't win it, and they're disappointed. Um, and so when she doesn't win, then the person who does win, they that person ends up getting disqualified like a date later because they broke some rules or something, right? Um, I will say though that they really nailed the kind of cramped scenery of where they'd probably do those auditions and how many people were there and like just kind of how hectic and crazy it was. And when she went on to audition even further, they kept kind of not actually telling her very clearly that she was going on. It was always just thrown out like, oh yeah, you're coming back this next day. And it seemed kind of everyone was running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and so that all felt very authentic. Um, and then she eventually does get to go on to the one in the UK. And when she goes to the one in the UK, Vlad goes with her. A contract is offered to her. This is where Rebecca Hall pops in. And a contract is offered to her, but it's like you have to sign by tomorrow, right? And she's like, well, geez, well, they say they don't want Vlad as you're not going to be my manager, Vlad. And he feels hurt, obviously. And then she decides to go out and drink and try to sleep with the winner from the year before. Almost, well, actually, the guy tries to take advantage of her really skeezy way. You find out he's a skis. But she's also kind of just obviously like having a really crazy night. And so her and Vlad fight as well. And it's just this whole scene where he says, it's already gone to your head. The success, and you haven't even been successful yet. But again, the music choice throughout there wasn't too great either. So then we get to the scene. She ends up winning the thing, and turning down the contract. So Vlad shows back up, and they make up, and everything's kind of resolved by the end of the film. But I just felt like there were a little bit too many cliches as well in this film. For instance, her mom throughout the whole movie is this like very strong religious person who doesn't want her to sing, and says that she says to her, oh, why can't you just be happy singing to God? That should be enough for you. When clearly, it's not what she wants to do. But I just feel like, haven't we seen that a bunch? The religious parent who doesn't want their kid listening to Kiss or rock music or being in a band or whatever. It's always just some like super religious parent, kid who wants to do some type of art, has artistic expression, and they want to tamp it down. And I was like, just like, okay, right, you pulled that from the artist making it big, hidden artist making it big that no one knows about. They went to that playbook, grabbed that out, and they wrote it from there. And they go, okay, we're going to check all these little boxes. Vlad even says to her one time, you need to sing from your heart if you want people to believe in you. Sing from your heart. And it's just all very cliche. And unlike something like A Star is Born, which I'll bring back to again, it doesn't have the amazing acting and moments that movie has that kind of carry some of the cliche, carry you through it, that make it a great interpretation of those cliches. Instead, it's just kind of boring, honestly, which is, I think, one of the worst things a movie can be. Yep, so probably would rate that one about a 5 or a 6 out of 10. Don't think it's the worst way to spend an afternoon, but there are hundreds of movies that you could watch that are way better than this. All right, thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all later.